Good afternoon. The power of seeing victims of a crime walking into a courtroom and sitting throughout the entire trial is very strong. That's a powerful image. They are there because they have been wronged in some way, or maybe somebody that they knew was wronged or hurt by the criminal or the person who's been accused of the crime. And they sit throughout the entire trial and they listen to the testimony, and they may even have to take the stand as witnesses themselves. They hear the testimony and the evidence that is presented for the prosecution and for the defendant as well. They listen to both sides. They know intimately, because if they're there every single day that trial is going on, you can tell just how invested in this process that they are. And when it gets to the end and the verdict comes back and the person is found guilty, then comes the sentencing. And maybe that's when the most powerful moment happens. Because if those victims, if those people who were wronged or know someone who was wronged, if they can step up and they can make a statement during the sentencing portion, and they can say that they forgive that person, that shocks almost everybody who sees it. If they can say that they forgive that person, they know there's going to be punishment. And they're not trying to get them to be avoiding that, but they say they forgive. That is an amazing thing to see. What can that come from? How could a person do that? Well, the answer, of course, is that God allows Christians to be able to forgive in that way. To be able to forgive the person who has done something terrible, something awful against us. To be able to forgive doesn't mean that they have to be our best friend or that we have to have a relationship with them going forward. But it does mean that we, because of what God has done for us, because of God's great love for us, we can forgive others. We don't have to hold their sins against them anymore. And it's shocking. It's shocking to those who don't have God in their life. This is what Paul says in Colossians chapter 3, verse 13. Bear with one another and forgive each other if anyone has a complaint against anyone else. Forgive, just as Christ forgave you. As Christ forgave you. Think of the sins you have committed against God, against others. That's what Jesus forgives you of. That gives you the motivation and the ability to forgive others, to bear whatever they have against you, no matter what. Until we see each other again, the Lord's blessings on your day.